everyone. How you doing? I'm looking and pulling out some of the cards I want to use. I don't like to pull out a bunch of cards because I really don't know what I'm going to use during uh, this live, but I do know what I want to start with. How about that? Okay. And I've been pondering this case. Well, I wasn't really pondering, but it came to me. Oh, hold on. I'm getting to that age where multitasking. Oh, is it working like it used to? Okay. You guys been keeping up? Woo! Okay, see? Didn't I just tell you multitasking? Okay, see? Oh, it just ain't. Not today. Not today. Ooh. Oh, yeah. Put that in front of the fan. Now, you know it's supposed to be 80 and 90 degrees this week. Wait a minute. Okay, I wasn't ready. So, anyway, I was thinking about the Nancy Guthrie case, okay? And I'm watching the video on YouTube. And the feeling is this feeling that came over me. Don't be fooled. Don't be fooled. Something is not right, and I'm telling you, this case is too effing convenient for some of the things that have been going on. Hey, Sin. Hey, Midnight. And I'm just thinking, it's just, okay? I mean, this case puts me, honey, I want to start cursing, okay? Because something just ain't right. So, anyway, the sensation that I get about don't be fooled, okay? Now, we'll just talk. Everything's alleged, my interpretations, my thoughts, okay? But now I just forgot what I was going to say. Is something not right, and they know it, okay? They got a lot more information than we do, okay? But it all goes back to the original, the usual suspects. It goes back to how freaking convenient. Now, they were talking about, the reason I believe they were talking about the sheriff not accepting any more help, okay, right? But they're saying at the same time, he's crying about they're pulling back because they don't have the funding. So they're like, well, if you don't have the funding, why are you turning away volunteers? Okay. Mm-hmm. And then, okay, see, here's the thing. When they catch the perpetrators, okay, it's not going to be Annie and Tommaso. You do know that, right? Okay. It's not going to be Annie and Tommaso that they're looking for right now. Okay. They are looking for the people who actually went over there and took this lady out. Now, let me tell you another thing. I found out about that medication. They said that her night medication was still on the counter. If her night medication was still on that counter, then this went down, okay, probably before the timeline. Okay. Them timelines ain't matching up. Yeah, they still on it. They said they went back in their Camp Street neighborhood asking for I don't know, people remember other people or people who worked on the thing like that, okay? You see what I'm saying? So there's something that they know that we probably don't know. And I wonder did they get those that mixed DNA back? Okay. Then they said that there was blood uh, droplets on both sides of the door. Now I don't know if there was some on the inside because they're only showing the ones on the outside. But I recall from the beginning of this case, they said there was blood on both sides of the door. Okay. So she could have been at dinner, okay, and they at the house already setting up. Because it's just too freaking it's just too convenient, freaking convenient, okay, that she gets dropped off, and it just doesn't. And here's another thing that just doesn't shake right with me. They're saying, okay, they don't have the footage because the footage was taken or disconnected. That's the excuse that's being used. Okay? And he's gonna make sure if he had anything to do with it, or both of them had anything to do with it, you best believe they are gonna go out of their way to make sure that they are not implemented in this crime. You know that, right? Okay, they not stupid. That mean they friends with the sheriff. They gonna be the first. They know they the first ones to. They gonna look at the closest gets the mostest. They know that. I ain't heard nothing about no family getting no lie detector test. I ain't heard nothing. I ain't heard nothing about it. I ain't heard nothing about no lie detector test. Yeah, it's not adding up. See what I'm saying? They putting too much rocket science in this. See, and that's where I'm side eyeing. Okay, now even in the Epstein case, okay, um, they're not going all out their way like they're doing for this case. And I don't mean the FBI, I mean the perpetrators. Okay, they putting way too much into this situation here. And why would you be putting so okay, they got research, they got all kind of stuff, okay? This could have been going on 5 months ago. They said 5 months. 5 months, 5 months sound like somebody she know. But I ain't want to talk and you can hear from me. That's just too much. That's just too elaborate. And then taking out the security system. Oh, and about that boy at the front door. Now, when they first showed that video of him being at the front door, what crossed my mind was, okay, because he doesn't look like he's breaking in, but what did cross my mind was that he was taking down that camera so you couldn't see her going out. You couldn't see them taking her out the front door. The masked man. That's why he took the film down. They probably was already in the house, but that's what crossed my mind. Everything's alleged, okay? But it crossed my mind, okay? And I'm going with my gut. Somebody was already probably in the house, and he came around and took that footage down, okay? Because he looked dead in the camera. So he taking the footage down. Of course, he's going to use some shrubbery so he can't go print. Okay, you see what I'm saying? Okay. And I'm pretty sure that that was emphasized. Well, you could tell by the way he was dressed to not leave any fingerprints. Okay. See what I'm saying? Has makeup on. They got makeup on, or I think the female. Okay, I think the female was probably the driver. Somebody was okay. Somebody could have been, and then it's just so convenient. And I just can't wrap my mind around the fact that you would let your 84-year-old mother walk into the garage. They say she went in through the garage. Now, when you go in through the garage, you still got to go to the actual door that goes to the house. Okay. See what I'm saying? And that's usually not right next to the garage door. It's usually in the back, okay, of the garage. So, and they said she could walk. She could walk. She just couldn't walk that far. My thing is, I just don't understand why you would let your mom just walk like that by herself, 84 years old, with now getting up and walking her inside and making sure she's straight. Now, they could have already been in the house waiting. Now, you wouldn't know that unless they showed themselves and you sat down and they got tired of waiting and showed themselves. But you could have walked her in, okay, and left out without knowing there was somebody else in the house. Or, okay, they were in the house on that footage, that camera, however they got in the house, okay, that footage on the camera, okay. So that just tells me I don't know how they got in or when they got in. But that's the thing that crossed my mind when they were talking about the guy at the front door. And the droplets are at the front door. I said, it seems to me like he didn't want them to see her being taken out. Okay, because in that way you would know how many people or what, you know what I'm saying? There was more of a chance of you seeing their face and all this kind of, or their faces and all. You see what I'm saying? And that's the thing too. He said he watched her walk to the front door. Then they said she went in through the garage. You don't have that discrepancy. And I'm gonna tell you another thing why you don't have that discrepancy. You don't have that discrepancy because the shit just it just happened last night. It ain't like they telling you to recollect from a week ago. It's just last night you dropped the lady off. You don't know what door she went to. And then they talking about Sheriff Nettles said he went there Saturday night, but the missing persons report wasn't filed, okay, and they didn't know she was missing until Sunday morning. Then they talking about the CPS worker left the note. The CPS got it on file on Saturday. They said, nah, she left that after the fact, okay. on Sunday, okay? Well, that's not the date. Well, here's the discrepancy, okay? Maybe she never got dropped off. There were other people, they're not saying, I believe, there were other people at the house for the dinner. So it wasn't just the three of them. She didn't take the Uber home. She took the Uber over there. They dropped her off conveniently. Okay. Because what a coincidence. You dropped her off, okay? But the Uber driver picked her up. So you have verification that she was picked up. Now, who's to say that you didn't take her right back home? I just don't understand why she was taken home so late in the evening. Okay, for senior citizens, they get tired early. Okay, and then you got the break in at Annie and Tommaso's. I thought they were saying that somebody tried to break into Nancy's house. That's why I said what nobody they knew no one was there. Now why all of a sudden they got a break in at Annie and Tommaso? Yeah! Sell me the Brooklyn Bridge. Come on now. Boy, okay, so Annie and Tommaso said somebody tried to break in their house. For what? What they got? Right. They took out, I believe they said the videos on one half of the house, the half that we need was is so conveniently missing. Where's the data going to? Okay, they said the subscription wasn't paid on the Nest Cam. Okay, what about the subscription on the other videos? What's going on? Girl, oh man, I'm telling you. I had a question and they wanted me to ask if Nancy will be found. They're saying the 41 minutes, okay? I don't know where they're getting the 41 minutes. I still can't, to this date, calculate the 41 minutes. What's the 41 minutes that they're calculating? Because I don't understand why they're calculating that short of a time. Because to me, every time they say that 41 minutes, it just feels like it was longer. Okay, so you know and you feel things. What you feeling, girl? Don't hide it, divide it. Carolyn? Yeah, you see that, huh? What other two friends? You mean the other two friends that was at the dinner? I noticed that. I noticed that they are not saying anything about the other two people that was at the dinner. The timing, to me, the timing is screwed up. Well, the timing is because they're trying to narrow it down. That's why they're trying to narrow it down to a certain window. Okay, but they're gonna have to open it, honey, because that window is wide open. Okay, let's ask. Okay, I got y'all going, huh? Don't forget to thumbs up the video. Dominique, all of them, girl. And then, okay, to ask for the ransom in Bitcoin. How much is one Bitcoin? What they say, $50,000 for one Bitcoin, but they asked for 3 million in Bitcoin. I know the lovers card. Who are the freaking lovers? The brother flew jets, yeah, but he lived in Texas and he retired. And then you got the band members, you got the KG band members, okay, with the backgrounds, with the criminal backgrounds. You feel it's the brother flying over Texas? Where you heard about another note, girl? Said they would give up Nancy. Well, let's ask, okay, if Nancy will be found. Okay, I'm putting my skills to the test, see how much I've learned, okay? Can you tell us if Nancy Guthrie will be found? What do you want us to know about finding Nancy Guthrie? Can you tell us if she's going to be found? Will Nancy Guthrie be found? What do you want us to know? And thank you for your answers. Let's see, folks, okay? Will Nancy Guthrie be found? And I'm surprised as many people that have animals that one of her bones ain't surfaced. Uh-huh. Nancy Guthrie, will she be found? At the bottom of the reading, 10 of Pentacles. I take that as a yes. But let's go on. 10 of Pentacles, happy family, inheritance, okay, abundance. Yeah, and he was fired on his previous job. But the thing about it is, the lady who was running with him, campaigning against him for this last bid, he suspended her and said she couldn't do nothing, so she couldn't even campaign. She couldn't come out the house. How now? Wait a minute. That's what I want. I don't understand. Wait a minute. How is he gonna tell somebody they can't come outside? Grown folks. Well, here's the thing about what I will say is that's why it's probably a lot of confusion in this situation, because usually people will do that for money, okay? But the money is not going to be coming anytime soon. You see what I'm saying? Because of the situation. We don't have Nancy. You can't even collect insurance on her because she has not been found and it's been too soon to collect. They're not going to pay. So if somebody's wanting it for money, okay, I think it still has to do with money. Okay, I still think it has to do with money, but not so, not in such a direct way. Well, especially they couldn't. Okay, we got to keep forgetting. You got to remember they couldn't show proof of life, so they couldn't get the Bitcoin. Yeah, and the will, you still gonna take time to do that. You're not getting nothing. No money is coming in anytime soon. I'll put it to you like that. No money is coming in anytime soon in regards to benefits, payouts. Yeah, she was going to take someone out of the will. How did they know she was going to take someone out of the will? You see what I'm saying? They said she was going to change her will, okay? How was she going to change her will? How did they know she was going to change her will? She might have been going to see her lawyer, and maybe they assumed it was about the will, okay? I don't know. I don't know their rapport, okay, their family dynamics, that I'm going to tell you that I'm going to my lawyer and taking you out the will or taking somebody. I don't see that. But the cost of caring for her is now zero. She left all the money to another unknown daughter. Okay, okay. So we got the Ten of Pentacles at the bottom. There's strength. Okay, that's a yes card, but that's strength. Will Nancy be found? Nine of Swords. So through all the stress and worry and nightmares, there's strength. Okay. Nine of Cups. Wishes fulfilled. King of Pentacles. There go King Money. King Money in reverse. Oh, wow. Let me look at this Nine of Swords. Now, the King of Pentacles in reverse. Materialistic, okay, selfish. Let's see, what do we have? Nine of Swords. Well, this talks about stress and worrying, okay? Let's look at the King of Pentacles in reverse just to make sure. Oh, now the King of Pentacles in reverse can signify somebody who is greedy, okay? Someone who can only focus on material wealth, which is money. Okay, let me keep going. There we go with that Three of Pentacles. There we go with the threes. So there's a plan. And there's the Tower. Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups is stressed out. King of Swords in reverse, okay? Drinking too much. Seven of Cups in reverse. There's clarity. And then we have the King of Cups. So we have the Queen of Cups and the King of Cups. So we have emotional and feminine. I mean, we have masculine and feminine emotions coming in. They're both upright. The Six of Cups in reverse. This is the past. This is the past. The Knight of Wands, okay? And the Knight of Wands is over the Queen of Cups, okay? And the Knight of Wands talks about creativity, moving forward. Let's see what the Knight of Wands. Yeah, it's talking about adventure and being courageous. The Hierophant, the government. So this King of Swords, okay, is in reverse, and the King of Pentacles is in reverse. Two gentlemen being greedy. And the Magician in reverse. So they're running out of tricks. They're running out of tricks. And the Sun. There we go with that Sun. So, hey, Ramona. Right, everything is going to come to light, but there's this is going over the Queen King of Cups, and the King of Cups also has the Three of Pentacles. Okay, he's in between both of them. Okay, so there's a plan. The King of Swords in reverse. Yeah, manipulation. Corruption and materialistic. Okay, so yeah, let me go on, and then I'm gonna shuffle again because I'm really not getting if she will be found. Temperance and the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. The Knight of Pentacles going over the Knight of Wands. The Fool. There's Queen Money. And then this right here is the Knight of Cups. And the Knight of Cups, okay, has an offer. I take this as being Nancy as Queen of Pentacles because she's in the upright position. This is somebody who knows how to manage their money, okay, and got it together in the upright position. Hi, JoJo. Okay, so now the King of Cups, I mean the Knight of Cups. Okay, so when it's all said and done, there's going to be some communication, and this communication is about Nancy. So with all that said, it's like, yes, she will be found eventually because this King of Cups, Knight of Cups, excuse me, is looking toward Nancy with a cup in his hand. Okay. Let me look at the book. Knight of Cups. Yeah, he's presenting Nancy with something. Let's ask, okay. Let me ask this. We're going to ask when. When will Nancy be found? Now, somebody commented that The Ace of Wands was spring. What are the seasons in tarot? It said Tyrone, girl. Tyrone. I said Tyrone. Let me see. Let me see. Here we go. Wands are for spring. Cups are for summer. Swords are for autumn. And pentacles are for winter. That's what it says. Okay. So, when will Nancy be found? Can you tell us when Nancy will be found? Okay. Winter, spring, summer, or fall? What do you want us to know? When will Nancy Guthrie be found? Whether she be dead or alive, when will she be found? What can you tell us? What do you want us to know? And thank you for your answers. Nancy Guthrie being found. So Pentacles is winter. Swords is what did it say? Autumn. Wands is spring. Okay. What do you want us to know? What can you tell us about Nancy being found? At the end of the reading, the Hierophant. Okay. The Empress in reverse. Seven of Cups in reverse. Okay. And Cups is summer. Wait. Now, and the Page of Wands in reverse. The Knight of Swords in reverse. Now, why is it giving me winter, spring, summer, or fall? Can you elaborate? Okay, and the Page of Pentacles. There we go. Winter, spring, summer, and fall. Okay, and we have the Empress in reverse. We have the Hangman, okay, in reverse. Not seeing it from another perspective. Eight of Swords tied up. There's going to be a tower moment, okay? In the spring, there's a tower moment. In the summer, it's tied up. Six of Cups. It's going over the night. And the Chariot in reverse. Well, that's not really telling me anything either. Okay. That's not really telling me anything either, guys. So what we'll do is I'll go with another deck. Oh, I forgot my do 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 do. I like the gold deck, but I think they have naked people on there. Oh, and this one has naked people on there too. So we'll have to keep a watch out. Okay. Can you tell us when Nancy Guthrie will be found? When will Nancy Guthrie be found? What do you want us to know? And thank you for your answers. This is, by the way, the Mystic Soul Tarot deck. Okay? We'll see. Mystic Soul Tarot. When will Nancy Guthrie be found? Can you tell us? The Six of Wands is in reverse. The Six of Wands in reverse represents failure. Okay? It represents, it's supposed to be a victory card, but in reverse, okay, it's failure. We have the Fool in reverse. Okay, so there's some risky behavior, and the Four of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, some type of hoarding. The Page of Pentacles in reverse. And then we have the Ten of Swords in reverse. Oh, wow. There we go with the threes. Three of Pentacles. Wow. Six of Cups in reverse. Afraid to let go of the past. So I don't know why I'm getting it. Okay, it's like they hoarding. What are they hoarding? The body? Don't want to let go of the past? Queen of Wands. And the Chariot. Telling me there's a loss of, I'm getting the feeling of, okay, I'm getting the feeling of they may not know where she's at. If it has overgrown with brush, if it's overgrown and they can't see the forest for the trees, okay, it's like she's in there somewhere and you have to go find her. There we go with the King of Pentacles, King Money. King Money has hit rock bottom, or he's about to. Okay, and there's a plan to shine a light on there. The Queen of Swords is in reverse. And we have the Devil in reverse. Now, the Devil in reverse represents some type of recovery. But we have the Five of Swords, okay? You see she's holding her head. Okay. There's conflict. This is a loss. A loss. It's out of control. The high priestess in reverse, okay, is going to reveal something. And the Eight of Cups, wanting to walk away from what no longer serves you, okay? I don't know, folks. I really can't just say an answer, to be honest with you. The thing about robbery, okay, is usually people who are robbing ain't trying to kill people. Okay, they get in a situation where they weren't expecting, but their intentions is not to kill the person. Okay, my thing is, this was planned. This was planned. She was targeted. It was planned because they went in there. Okay, they in there when she wasn't home. Okay, and they could have took whatever they was taking and left, and she wouldn't have known. Okay, you see what I'm saying? That somebody been in her house. Plus, if she came home during, the little old lady who could barely walk, I mean, that's not somebody you got to jump up and proclaim self-defense. Midnight is the father ritual. Okay. Don't forget to thumbs up the video, you guys. I get some thumbs up. I hope she is not. She is and feels she is closer than we think. Is Nancy Guthrie still alive? Is Nancy Guthrie still alive? Is she alive? What do you want us to know about the state of Nancy Guthrie? Is she still alive? What can you tell us? And thank you for your answers. Is she still alive? I have the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. Okay. And the Six of Pentacles, generosity. It's a give and take. Ooh. Okay, I was getting ready to say too many hands in the cookie jar, okay? Now, 10 is the end, but it also represents inheritance. And it's funny because it's right next to the Six of Pentacles. Which that means, no, she's not alive. If they're getting an inheritance, Eight of Cups. Walking away. Disappointment. Five of Cups in reverse. Five of Cups in reverse talks about regret, disappointment. Seven of Pentacles talks about investments. Seems like there's going to be disappointment, despair, regret in this money. The Devil. There we go with the Five of Swords. And the Hermit in reverse. So I'm getting the feeling, my interpretations, your entertainment, everything's alleged. I'm getting the feeling that there's some type of disappointment surrounding the inheritance, investments, or whatnot in this case, okay? Because, like I said, they don't have a body. We have the Empress. And we have Judgment in reverse. The Ace of Swords is in reverse. And the Knight of Wands is in reverse. So yeah, there's ooh. Strength is in reverse. And the Two of Cups is in reverse. The Eight of Swords. There it is there. Tied up. Yeah. So there's something around this inheritance, this money, okay, that's just not cool. It's not kosher. We got the Knight of Wands in reverse. That's action. Okay. But he's in reverse. Even the Ace of Swords is in reverse. This is like, you know that saying, that cliche, all money is not good money, okay? All that glitters is not gold, okay. Yeah, all money is not good money. What can you tell us, the current energy on the perpetrators who abducted Nancy? What do you want us to know about them, current energy? I'm working with a new deck, so that's why, another deck, so that's why I'm asking. What is the energy with them? What can you tell us about the perpetrators who abducted Nancy Guthrie? What do you want us to know? And thank you for your answers. The perpetrators. Oh, you know what? I'll go back and I'll ask, when I was asking about Nancy, I'm going to go back and I'm going to ask it in another way. I'm going to ask it as far as her energy. Okay? There we go. So, what is the energy with Nancy's abductors? What do you want us to know? What can you tell us? Thank you for your answers. So maybe if I ask it that way, okay? The High Priestess in reverse. So this is secrets being revealed, okay? And this is the Page of Pentacles, okay? This is young, materialistic, okay? And they're looking toward the past. And the sun is going to shine a light. The Hanged One, okay? So the Page of Cups, young, an offer. So maybe the perpetrator might be looking to make an offer, okay, with the popo instead of the popo make an offer with him. That's how much trouble they are in. How desperate. And the Queen of Cups in reverse. Ooh, jealousy. That's that feminine energy coming in. Ace of Pentacles in reverse. Ooh. Now the Ace of Pentacles talks about an offer being made, an opportunity, but it's in reverse. So, oh, so instead of an opportunity being made, an opportunity is being lost. There's a loss of opportunity. It's greed, okay? Mm-hmm. The Six of Wands in reverse, okay? So there's going to be some type of failure, some type of defeat that's going to be brought to light. We're going to shine a light on it, okay? Or light will be shown on it. We have the Knight of Wands once again in reverse, okay? I'm getting a lot of young energy here. Yeah. And the Tower. And the Fool in reverse. So this is taking unnecessary risks, okay? The Tower is coming down on the offer of the Page of Cups, okay? It's going to be a Tower moment. We have the Nine of Wands in reverse. Somebody is just, they tired. The win at all costs, okay? Seven swords, excuse me, defense, on the defense. Okay, so there's going to be they're going to be brought to shame. They're going to shine a light on it, but they're going to be on the defensive. Okay, and the Two of Pentacles in reverse. So, yeah, out of balance. Ten of Cups in reverse. Okay, wishes are not going to be fulfilled. They're going to come crashing down. And here we go once again with the King of Pentacles. Now, the King of Pentacles, I notice it keeps coming in. Whether he's upright or he's in reverse, he keeps coming in. Okay? We have the Empress. And we have the Devil in reverse. Yep. Seven of Swords. And the Page of Wands. Page of Wands, looking at what he could do next. Okay? Trying to get away. So I don't know. Maybe they're thinking about making some plans. Maybe they're thinking about another plan. Okay? And we have the Ten of Swords in reverse. So this is going to hit rock bottom. So what I'm getting is that they're pretty much fumbling around trying to figure out what to do next. Okay? And what to do next could be turn yourself in. Okay? Or try to get at somebody else, because they didn't get the money that they thought they were going to get. They didn't get the money that was promised to them. Expectations. Let's look at the Kipper. Okay. The expectations was a Tower moment. Let me look at the Kipper. We're going to ask the Kipper that same question about the perpetrators, okay? What can you tell us about Nancy Guthrie's perpetrators? What do you want us to know about Nancy Guthrie and her perpetrators? What's the energy with Nancy Guthrie and her perpetrators? What's their energy? What do you want us to know? And thank you for your answers. Nancy Guthrie's perpetrators, what's their energy? Well, we have the community. So they're out there working. Occupation. High honor. Okay. And there's a message. Marriage. So it looks like that there's some kind of agreement. Okay. There's also I get the feeling like they work out in the community, or they were working out in the community. Sudden wealth. Okay. And bad health. Oh. Occupation. Somebody working. Occupation. Bad health. Nancy was in bad health. This seems like somebody who was working for Nancy thought they were going to get somebody in the community working for Nancy, thought they were going to get some sudden wealth there. Okay? And she really looked up to them. They've been doing this for a long time. And she's been in bad health for a while too. Yeah. So this is somebody, there's a message about a house. Mm. But whose house? And there we go with the coffin. Well, that could be a possibility, working during the day and crime on the weekends. But what I'm looking at is somebody that was working for her, because occupation is over bad health. So this is somebody who I believe worked for her. Okay. Now, that could be quite a few people. Okay. But I'm getting that it was somebody more on a closer level, not somebody that just working on the yard, okay? Somebody that was working with her. And we have the community card. High honor. So she looked up to this person. She trusted this person. Yeah, huh? Health aid of some kind. Yeah. Well, see, I'm trying to think outside the box. And outside the box tells me that the inside people reach to the outside, okay, for them to go inside so that they won't be in all this mess. Okay. Right. But my thing is, okay, my thing is that you can't make this so cut and dry because it'll be obvious. It'll be too obvious. Okay. See, just like I'm thinking out the box, I think that the perpetrator or the person who orchestrated this was thinking outside the box too. Catch that T. Okay. See what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's easy with the people that worked with her. Okay. It's just too easy to go outside the box here. Okay. Or, like I said, they may not even know, well, they know now, but they may not even know, okay, that the perpetrator of this whole scenario, because this was planned, and the perpetrator of this whole scenario is closer than they think. Well, I think the perpetrators are closer, like they said, okay. I think they're closer than we think for the simple fact, okay, that she was such an easy target, okay. However, I don't think that they expected it to turn out the way it did. Well, they don't have to find her body to arrest, depending on the circumstantial evidence, okay, that they can pile up. And the fact that she's on a pacemaker and she hasn't been found since. Believe me, if that lady was still alive, believe me, they'd have dropped her somewhere off, honey, okay? That's thinking outside the box, inside the box, and around the corner and down the street. They would have dropped that lady off. She's heat. She's heat. The only way to get rid of the heat is to let it go. Okay, so let me go. Let me do it another line. Okay, so now we did, and then we got the marriage. Okay, so the marriage is like an agreement over the coffin. So that let me know it was planned. Okay, and then there's a message. Oh, in the house. They were in the house. They were in the house. They were in the house for a while. They were in the house waiting for her to come on in the gate. They in the house, gave her time to come in, put on her night clothes, take out her hearing aids. Right, I was thinking that too. Lisa, I was thinking that too. Thinking because she could have lived to be 100, okay, and they couldn't wait or didn't want to wait. And two is the sicker she got, the more money she was gonna need. They gonna put her in a nursing home. Maybe there was some talk about a nursing home. I don't know. They searching doorways, okay, because that's the best way you gonna get the lady out the house was through a doorway, not through a window. And my thing with Savannah is I find it hard. I'm not saying it's not. It's definitely not beyond possibilities, but I really find it hard for her to do something like that. Okay, because I just don't get that energy. Now with the other two, I could get that energy. The son, I could get that energy, even though I know his energy is not real strong. But them two right there, okay, it's just too convenient, too coincidental. Not to mention, okay, they don't do nothing anyway. Okay, they wouldn't even pay a subscription. So they got everybody else doing it. She might have questioned it, but the thing about it is they not gonna tell us. And she might have already known her mom was taking over. I don't know. I just it just I don't know what those two were doing down the street, but they weren't doing too good of a job. Okay. We have a mature woman. Okay. So we have a mature woman who just came up in the picture, and she's got Sutton Wealth hanging over her head. The family room. Okay. So this is her inner circle. Courtship. Oh, they've been planning for a while. That's going on pathways. They've been planning for a while. There's a false person in that house. This is going over the house. The people in that house was false, conniving, and now they on the move. There's a change. There's a message of concern. Was that the ransom letter? I don't know why I keep getting children. There's a child. Oh. I wonder, did Nancy get a call or something about a child? There's a message of concern, and it's facing the child here. And the mature woman is over this message of concern. And this child is in the family room. Expectation. So there was a message of concern, and there's some expectation about a child. Maybe she was tricked. Adjudication, courts, okay? And then there's a main male who's on the move. Hmm. So whoever had this done, okay, reached out to her inner circle, people, helping her. Now, I don't know who the culprit could be, okay, but they reached out to somebody closest to Miss Nancy to go in there and carry out this deed. That's for sure. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Oh, thumbs up the video, you guys, please. Can you give the video thumbs up real quick? She may have been tricked to open the door. Okay. Because it keeps coming up. The children keep coming up. Now, they could put her out there where she could be found. Okay. But I think they're froze with fear. This is something, this is not their forte. Okay. This is not their forte. This is not their forte. Okay. So let's ask. I want to use these cards again because I don't want to take the chance. Okay. Let's ask about Miss Nancy's energy. Okay. Had a little rest there. Okay. Thank you for the thumbs up, people. I appreciate it. What can you tell us about Miss Nancy's current energy? What is her current energy? The High Priestess and the Star fell out. Okay. So we got hope and secrets. Okay. What can you tell us about Miss Nancy's energy? What is her current energy? Miss Nancy, what is her current energy? What do you want us to know? And thank you for your answers. Her current energy. Miss Nancy. What is her current energy as of today? Miss Nancy. Current energy. And then I want to go in with the truth, the place, and see what it tells us. Current energy for Miss Nancy. This is Miss Nancy's current energy. The world. Oh, well, the end. Her cycle is completed. Okay. So we're going to elaborate on that. Eight of Swords. She's tied up. That's the energy. Ace of Pentacles. A new beginning. A new offer. Let's see, is it new beginning or new offer? New opportunity. There we go with that damn King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, this talks about materialistic and corruption. So this kind of gives me there was an offer made. Somebody was paid. Seven of Pentacles, yeah. Someone was paid, but I wonder were they kind of, or they were offered They were offered to get paid. Okay? There was an offer, but I don't think it was a good offer. Okay, this talks about indecision. Let me see what the book says. Yeah, because I'm thinking that offer, whatever offer they got, it wasn't a true offer. It was a corrupt offer. Um, Seven of Cups in reverse. Now look at what it says. It says the reverse Seven of Cups in your reading can warn that appearances are often deceiving. Didn't I tell you? This is a reminder to beware of things that seem too good to be true. Uh-huh. See, there was an offer. Wow. Yeah. And this right here is the Five of Swords in reverse. And the Five of Swords in reverse, okay, it does, I think it talks about because swords are, I tell you one thing, it's thinking it was a bad idea. Right. Deceit, regret. Mm-hmm. And the Nine of Swords, a nightmare. Oh, yeah. The Ace of Swords. Yep. The Ace of Swords is over that offer. All that glitters is not gold. Oh, who do we got? The lovers. And guess who the lovers are going? Oh, the corrupt King of Pentacles made an offer to the lovers, okay? Oh, my God. And it was not a good offer. Separation, disagreements, he couldn't pay. And so he wants to walk away. But it ain't that simple. Oh. Now we're asking Nancy's energy. She's telling us something right here. The energy. This is the energy for Miss Nancy. Mm-hmm. Talk, Miss Nancy. And this was somebody that was afraid to let go of the past. Okay. Something in the past. Something in the past. The Six of Cups, though. Oh, we had the Seven of Cups and the Six of Cups. And the Eight of Cups. Somebody. This is emotional. Let's see. Um, okay. This is about somebody not being able to let go of the past. Somebody who was thinking that the past was better than now or had nightmares from the past. This is somebody, okay, that is not wrapped too tight. Okay. It talks about an unhealthy grip on the past. An unhealthy grip on the past. They're tied up. There's nightmares. Something about the past. And the Page of Wands. Disappointment. Disappointment. Nine of Wands talks about being battle weary. Let me make sure. Nine of Wands. Yes. Okay. So these people were determined to win at any cost. Let me look up in the book. We need a better explanation. Okay. Nine of Wands. Wow. This talks about somebody who's tired, battle weary. Okay. All my life I had to fight. Okay. And this is the Lovers is over this. Okay. The Lovers is over this. The King of Pentacles in reverse, materialistic and corruption is over the Lovers, and the Lovers are over tired of fighting. Okay, tired of fighting. And they had this one little thing that they thought was going to get them some money, and it didn't. And we had a Three of Wands in reverse. There we go. Plans didn't go through. Seven of Wands, okay, in reverse. Defeat. And the King of Cups. Oh. The King of Cups. Could that be the Sun? The past, the bad memories, okay, an unhealthy attachment to the past is hanging over the King of Cups. Now, this could be thinking outside the box. This could have been an indirect play at Savannah. Okay? Why? Because Savannah would have paid the money. Savannah had the money to pay. Okay? Now, this could deal with childhood memories and in the past. Okay? But somebody wanted some money, and Savannah was the one with the money. That's why they couldn't take Nancy, Annie and Tommaso, because they didn't have no money. Okay? And if this was somebody in their inner circle, okay, her in-home caretaker, allegedly, they would know something like that, because she'd probably be complaining about, okay, You know how mamas do, okay? Oh, baby, okay, how much you need, okay? Oh, get my purse, okay, I'm gonna give you some money. And then when the other sibling come over, every time I look around, they broke. I had to just go get them some money just not too long ago. Switch up, okay? You know what I'm saying? I'm just giving you a scenario, okay, of how things happen, okay? Now she could have said that to one of the caretakers. Every time I look around, they want some money. Okay. They never had no money like my girl Savannah. Savannah, she got money. You know what I say? That's what they say about me. So I already know. Yep, that's right. That's right. Hmm. And what did they say? The 911 call. The 911 call. They're not. They haven't released that. Did she call 911? Or did she just call the regular police? Well, it doesn't even matter. They still would have that recorded. But no, she did call the police. Three of Cups. And the Four of Wands in reverse. There go the funeral. Now, this could be, okay, for the sake of argument, this could be that the son is thinking about the past. He might have been thinking about his memories in the past, okay? And here he is with the Three of Cups, the three of them, having to plan the funeral. Let me show you. Here's the King of Cups. Here's the Three of Cups, okay? A celebration or, planning the celebration. And the Four of Wands in reverse, okay? And the Four of Wands in reverse keeps coming up, okay? So there was a celebration of life, right? So that might be what the trip is. There we go with the Four Swords right next to it. So Miss Nancy is not here. The plans went awry. The plans went awry, okay, is hanging over the Four Swords, which is the minor, not the major, but the minor death card. Okay? And they saw that, okay, that they plans went awry, okay, when that lady, okay, we'll say she collapsed. And the Knight of Cups, okay? Yeah. And we got the lovers all up in the mix right here. From here on, okay? So you can read it that way. So there's more than one way to read it, okay? But, like they said, think outside the box. And, okay, now the closest get the mostest, but hey, could have been the brother, the sister, and the brother-in-law, allegedly. Think about it. What's his name? Cameron? Okay. Get ready to kick off my shoes and relax my feet. Party on down to the escape beat. Let's go in with what's the vibe? Let's look at what's the vibe on Cameron. Okay, what's his vibe? Everybody else got a vibe. What's up with you, Cameron? The quiet one. See, it be them quiet ones you got to watch too. See. Mm-hmm. We go into Cameron's house, see his vibes. I wonder if the young son heard any arguing. He may not. Let's find out. Let's find out. He might be suspicious. Something going on. Can you tell us the vibes of Cameron Guthrie, Nancy Guthrie's son, only son, and her oldest child? They call him Cam. Okay? Charles Cameron Guthrie. Just like his daddy. They call him Cam. What do you want us to know? What's his vibes? What's the vibe on Cameron, Nancy Guthrie's son? And the thing about it is, if that's the case, and if it was elaborate, okay, or if it's layered, I'll say layered, not elaborate, but if it's layered, okay, one person kills the other person and directs it to the other person. You know what I'm saying? Okay. You may not see the perpetrator. You may not realize who's really behind this. What's the vibe on Cameron Guthrie? What do you want us to know? And thank you for your answer. What's his vibe? He's been quiet, looks frustrated. What is Cameron's vibe? Oh, legal. Oh, he wants action. Lawyers, court, paperwork, okay. He's setting boundaries, disrespectful. Enough is enough. Defend yourself. Cutting ties. Ooh. Cutting ties. Ooh, somebody, I think you might be right, girl. Feeling trapped, stuck, no options. Unforgiveness. Consequences, bad choices, games. We got thrills. Continuous cycles, bad decisions, and we got addictions. Hopeless, lost, depression. Ooh, I don't want to say that other word. Longing, missing his mom. Let's talk. Reunion. Distance, divorce, ghosted, separation. Okay. I don't think he got nothing to say to them. Waves, emotion, worry, fear. Bitter, angry. Oh, he feeling real salty. He's feeling salty, y'all. No, ma'am. Nightlife, he going out, trying to get it off his mind. Okay. Oh, we got narcissist. Okay, so he's egotistical and opportunist. He's fragile. He's fragile. Daydreaming. His head is in the cloud. Delusion. Okay. Hopes and dreams. Feels like he's in over his head, okay, overextended, rock bottom. He feels like drowning. That goes along with the depression. He's blocked, nothing to see here, okay. He don't have nothing to say. Stop calling him. He don't want to be bothered with them. Ooh, okay. He's got that masculine energy, okay. Running, escape, denial, excuses. And you know, the thing about it is, if that is the case, he could be making excuses and denials on their behalf. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Not wanting to admit what he's really thinking. Toxic drama, arguments, and epiphany, self reflections. Okay. Answered questions, untapped talent. So, you know, he's just he's just going through it, just going through it. You know, partly blaming himself, okay, suspicious of the people down the street, okay, wondering why this happened, why that happened, why I ain't got no subscription, why the tape's missing, and why didn't you walk my mama inside the house and you let her walk? She could have failed. She could have had the garage or the garage door closed, okay? So how do you know the lady didn't fall? You know what I'm saying? Hey, Lisa. Well, the thing about it is, that may be why he didn't show up. Okay, they all are gonna have. If they had something to do with it, if they didn't have anything to do with it, okay, they're still gonna have a guilty conscience. Okay, they're still gonna have a guilty conscience. Coulda, woulda, shoulda. They all should have made sure that their mother was in better circumstances than she was in at her age. You know what I'm saying? At her age, there was a lot of loopholes that I would attribute to all of them, not just one person. Okay. And then two is the other two had their career and you left the people up the street to take care of it. You was wrong for that. You don't just leave it just for one person like that. Okay. Not if you can fly in and fly out. If you have access, okay, to fly in and fly out. Sometimes, okay, we don't have the access. Okay, maybe he didn't have the access like that because he's a dad. He's got kids. Okay, yeah. Why wasn't she walked in? Yeah, that's always gonna bother me. Why you just let her walk in like that? You know what I'm saying? Okay. Or maybe he walked her in and clocked her in the head real quick and left out. Closed the garage, okay, and went back over there later on. I don't know, okay. It just makes you wonder. And see, here's the thing about it. It was plenty enough time, even from the time he said he dropped her off till they made that call the next day in the morning. There was plenty of time to do whatever, however. And then what can Annie say because she didn't get up off her fat ass and go with him, allegedly. Oh, forgive me, Lord. Woo! I just don't understand it. Okay. And they living in that big old house, living like they live. They only got one car. Okay. And if they did have one car, why couldn't she go? Why? What? It was just. Oh, let's go in. Let me go. I'm getting ready to go. Let me go in. Where's my? Oh, I'm looking for a box. Well, the wrong box. Okay, let's go in real quick and see the place with Nancy. Y'all always got me here longer than I planned on being. Okay, we gonna fire it up. I've been wanting to say that for a long time, okay? And I said it. She didn't get her little butt up, okay, and go see and go with them, okay, and get out the car and help her mama walk and walk in and stuff like that, okay? Y'all just late. Ooh. Oh, they gonna say they had company. Well, we had company. Okay, so we're going in with the place, and we want to see what it's going to tell us. Okay, because I know you guys. A lot of you are already aware that we've done this a couple times. Okay, and to see if she's been moved. The company brought her home. Well, the thing about it is, if they found blood in the vehicle, okay, they could have said this was for such and such a time. This was for such and such a time. Okay, see what I'm saying? If that's the case. So, like I said, this is if they don't catch the perpetrators, which I think they will. Okay, it's too much pressure. Okay, and they probably already have an inkling who it is. That's why they got real quiet. Okay, can you tell us the current energy of Nancy Guthrie? Can you give us the current energy as of right now where Miss Nancy is? What do you want us to know about Miss Nancy's location? And thank you for your answers. Miss Nancy, where is she? The place. Where is she placed? Oh, we're getting hospital. That's the first card that came up. Now, that could be a good thing and a bad thing. Because if she's in the hospital, then she may be in a coma or something like that and can't say, and they don't know who it is or what. Or they may have a Jane Doe in downstairs. Place of reminisce. So this is a place in the past. There's a supermarket over there. Oh, or it could be telling us there's a hospital. Okay. So a place of reminisce could be telling us that she's not far from home. Okay. We have a nightclub, kitchen, hospitality. Okay, so we got some form of lodging, hotel, perilous realm. Okay, this talks about danger. Oh, this talks about danger lurks, treacherous paths. Okay, ominous shadows. She's in the dark. Luxury boutique, fuel station, there we go with that bench. There's a bench. There's a library. I don't think we've gotten this before. A library. Somewhere where there's a collection of books, a reading nook, okay? Could be like a Starbucks. Mm-hmm. Research resources. Casino. We have within the vehicle, we have something about commuting. And we have a temple. We have workspace, coffee house, we have a rendezvous point. Okay, that's where people meet up and the youngsters where they want to what do you call it, a lover's lane. Yeah, meeting place, a winding path, a roof, and then we have the sky. Okay, now these are pretty much the same places that we've gotten. The only thing that's different I see is the library. I think we did get a hospital within a vehicle. Now, if she's in a vehicle, that may be why we're getting all the stuff we're getting, because she could be going from spot to spot to spot to spot. Okay, so we got library and I'll put hospital, but I think we got hospital. They said that before there was a hospital. Okay, I'm pretty sure. And let's see, anything else? Temple, roof, sky, workplace, bed. Everything else is the same. This is the only thing, okay, and I still think hospital came up. There's a hospital in the area, okay? Within the vehicle, commuting, and we have library. somewhere where you read books and stuff. Okay, that's the only thing new. Now these could be added to where she's already at, but I think that's what's going on. But I think she's in the same spot. I don't think she's been moved. Yeah, I don't think everything's pretty much the same. So she's still in the same location. And there was some cards that we got that that didn't show up here, like the ones in the cabin and with the water in the forest came up, and the mushroom with the watery ground. Well, yeah, we know we see mountains, okay, but I'm saying, okay, the impression that we got when we had looked up before was the mountains, okay? But up in those mountains, okay, is stuff like this, okay? Because there's the mountain for the ski resorts, okay? There's the forest, there's a dense forest, and then there's a like a small community where they have little different shops and stuff where you can go to and restaurants. Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure it was a vehicle. Somebody said a bike, okay, and I'm like a bike or a motorcycle. I think they said motorcycle. Now they could have rolled up in a bike. That be why you didn't hear any noise that late at night. Okay, but I'm pretty sure at some time they took off in the vehicle. Well, they said they're not sure. You know what? They don't know if that's a hoax or not. A ransom note, but they when they asked for proof of life, all of a sudden it got quiet, and then they started talking about they gave them another extension, okay, right, and then they still asked for proof of life, so then they start coming up with uh, I'll give you if you give me such and such an amount, I'll tell you who to look for or who did it or whatever that was in the letter. Okay, see what I'm saying? So it could be proof of life. Maybe somebody's holding on. Somebody could be cuckoo for cocoa puffs, like I said, okay, and be holding on to her, okay. Uh, the possibilities here are endless. However, when you get that far out, okay, in who did this and who did that, okay, you can wreck yourself crazy, okay. That's telling you that you got to go back to day one. You got to go back because you're talking about thinking outside the box, okay. But see, we thinking too far outside the box. My email is right there on my channel description. There's an email. They could have rolled us up in the side by side. Girl, they could have rolled up with a car, honey, with butterfly doors, okay? Who knows? Because they don't have no tape or nothing. See what I'm saying? And that was, and if that's the case, they sure went out their way to make sure that they didn't have any attachments to this crime. say, and if the family did it, it would be too cut and dry. Okay, that would be too much like right. They already knew that they was gonna come knocking on their door, so they went and called the police themselves. Okay, because they already knew that they would be knocking at the door. Mm-hmm. Uh-oh, I gotta see. So you gotta, it's crazy. Uh-oh, I got a booklet out here. I gotta find out what deck it goes to. I'll find it. But yeah, so with that said, I am out of here. Don't forget to thumbs up the video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, people. Oh, and you know what? If you've already subscribed, can you please check and make sure you're still subscribed, because they have been unsubscribing, unsubscribing. You know how YouTube get? Be playing them games. Okay, like we don't know. Mm-hmm. So with that said, stay blessed. Bye.